Hello. If you clicked on this video, you are obviously wanting to up your Insta game.
Leave shitty default filters behind and essentially just change the way you live.
Because after today, I can assure you that you will never be able to look at a photo in the same way anymore.
You will stop seeing photos for what they are and start seeing them as what they could be.
Anyway, hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new.
I have this tiny little obsession with, okay, obsession isn't like the right word, obsession sounds unhealthy. I have this tiny little fondness for Insta picture editing. And I'm not talking about like pro photography, photo editing on like Photoshop and Lightroom and those kind of softwares. Just like normal, visually appealing, aesthetic Insta photos. Basically just taking a photo and making it neat. Amongst my friends, I am the editor of the group. If anyone needs like an Insta photo editor, they just send it over to me because I'm just that good. You got a nice photo, but there's like a man walking his dog in the background. You wanna get rid of the guy? I got you. You take a photo in the shade. Photo is beautiful, but there's like a shadow on your face and you don't know what to do about it. Who do you send it to? It's like I love looking at a photo and thinking, wow, this is a good photo, but how can I make this a great photo? Taking a photo and maximizing its potential. Turning a photo that would be discarded into your deleted folder into a true work of art. Here are some photos that I've edited as like examples, just so you know you're in the right place. Kind and generous soul that I am, I'm going to teach you guys some simple editing hacks, tips and tricks to turn your photos from a boomer's Facebook DP to a multi-million follower influencers Insta feed type photo. Anyway, I think that's enough of rambling. Like, shut up, Alina, move on, we get it, you're good at editing pictures, but like, let's move on here, right? The first thing you're gonna need to do is download the app Snapseed. This app is my go-to app. Every single photo on my Insta feed has been edited on Snapseed, and I've been using it for like 6 to 7 years now. So the first thing you're gonna do is obviously open up the app. Tap anywhere to open a photo. You go open from device, basically just get to select a photo from your camera roll that you wanna edit. So for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to edit this photo here. This is one of my favorite pictures. If you've seen it on my Insta feed, it looks like this. This is actually what it looked like. Not a bad photo, but like not Insta worthy, you know? It's really dull. It's just missing life. So we're gonna add some life into this photo now. I am basically a doctor. I add life. So in the middle, you've got the tools section. There's a lot of different stuff and it can be a little overwhelming because obviously if this is your first time, you're gonna be like, yo, what is all of this shit? So I'm going to simplify it for you and show you what you actually need from all of this. Number 1, the tune image tool. Number 2 is the selective tool. Number 3 is the brush tool. And number 4 is the healing tool. The other 2 tools that you're gonna need from time to time is the grainy film tool and the curves tool. I use these ones a little bit less than the other ones, but it just depends on like the kind of photo that it is. For some photos, like the curves and grains suit better than other photos. So the first step to this photo is tune the image. Basically, when you tap this little thingy here, it's gonna show you all the different options. I'm gonna start with ambiance and I'm gonna bump the ambiance up. And you can keep like tapping on the screen to see the before and after, so that way you can like constantly see what edits you're making. Next, we're gonna go into saturation. We're gonna put up the saturation a little bit. Then I'm gonna go into the brush tool. And I'm gonna go into saturation because when you go tune image, basically it tunes the entire image. But then when I wanna highlight on specific details in the photo, I use either the brush or the selective tool. In this scenario, I want to make the mountains pop a little bit more. And what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just gonna paint over the mountain and saturate the mountain a tiny bit. So basically like it looks kind of like more golden houry, you know, it looks like the sun is setting, which it was. But with editing, it's like you're able to accentuate that sunset a little bit more. Those were like the basics of the basics, like just playing around with like color and brightness. Next, I'm gonna show you how to remove unwanted objects from a photo. Okay, so again, I'm gonna do more or less the same thing with this photo. We're gonna bump down the brightness or bump it up. Just, you know, it's all about just like trying different things and seeing what you like in the photo and like what works for you. I'm gonna bump down the brightness a little bit for this one. Go back to ambiance. I'm gonna bump it up to like 66. Gonna go to the warmth. Now the warmth is basically like if you want to add a bit of like a golden houry glow type thing, you just play around with the warmth. Like if you want it to be a little bit more golden, you just like up the warmth a bit. Like it's a very minute difference, but I like it. Okay, the next tool that I'm gonna teach you how to use is the selective tool. Choose like a little section in the photo that you wanna select basically. I'm gonna choose my arm here because I feel like when we were increasing the ambiance, my arm got a little bit too yellow. You basically just tap on it and go up and down. So I'm gonna choose saturation and I'm gonna bump that down. And then basically what you do is you just like move it back or forward. Again, just a few minor details. We're gonna zoom in on the ocean. We're gonna make that more blue as well. It's the very minor and tiny things that make a good photo a good photo. Oh, and also in case it wasn't obvious already, you just do this to zoom in, do that to zoom out. Now remember the healing tool I told you about? Whatever in the photo you don't like and you kind of want to get rid of, this is what you do. So you see this white caca here, like we don't like this white shit here, we're gonna get rid of it. All I'm gonna do is take the healing tool and literally just paint over it. And there we go, it's all gone. And you're just gonna like keep doing that all over, like in all those tiny bits that you don't like and wanna get rid of. But I'm not gonna stop here. In this photo, there is a disgusting amount of cigarette butts all over the floor, like we don't like that. So I'm going to literally go and erase every single one of them. And there you have it. All the cigarette butts are now gone. And all that shit, all those cacas that were on the wall, they're all gone too. Not every single photo needs like a complete plastic surgery. So most of them literally just need tweaking. And then there's photos like these. I love looking at photos like these and thinking about all the things that I could do to completely transform it. So I went and turned this hunk of junk into this. Now this picture, honestly, I look at it and I'm like, where do I even start? There is so much that can be done here. Again, we're gonna start with tuning the image. We need to bump up the ambiance. That wall that was like beige has turned into like a faded, pissy color. Then I'm gonna get the healing tool, and these like numbers on the wall, it's kind of ruining the photo. It looks messy, and I'm just gonna heal and remove those numbers like one by one. So I've just cleaned this photo up as much as I could. Now I'm going to grab the brush tool. I'm gonna put the saturation up and I'm going to paint this entire wall and turn it into a yellow wall. I already know that a bunch of trolls are probably gonna be like, ugh, who puts that much effort into Instagram? Like, ugh. For me, like, honestly, it's not about like Instagram. It's just like I genuinely enjoy editing pictures. Like, it's fun for me to see the before and after. And then just for like some touch-ups, I grabbed the selective tool again and just put the brightness up a little bit along with the saturation. Basically, you just have to keep going back and forth with the tool. Now, a photo like this is the kind of photo that I would use like the graining or the curves tool on, because basically this kind of adds like a filter. So this photo is like really rustic. So what I'm gonna do is, again, like it's all about just swiping like back and forth. You want the grain to be more, you swipe upwards. You want it to be less, you swipe downwards. So I want the grain to be like not that much. And then the style strength, which is basically the filter of the grain. Again, you play around with it. You see what you like more. Basically what I'm gonna do is just go through all the different filters that they have, like the grainy effects, and then just decide which one I think matches the most. I'm gonna go on the curves, again, same thing, and I'm just gonna go through them and decide which one I like. Also, obviously, like everyone has a different aesthetic. Play around with all the different functions and figure out what shades you want to go with. Like usually I like to brighten my pictures and make the colors more vivid because that's my aesthetic, I guess. I don't like using a lot of filters. I like it when the photos are more closer to natural looking. A lot of people like sort of like white and bluish tones. Basically, like once you get the hang of it, you can pretty much do whatever you want. And yeah, that was pretty much it for this video. I hope you learned something from it. Now you may go off into the Insta world and impress everyone with your photos. Also, like if any of you guys did try some of these editing techniques, you know, maybe like put it up on your story and tag me or something. I would love to see my little students going off into the world, making me proud. So yeah, see you guys next time, I guess. Okay, bye.
What a wonderful